22 Loyola Chicago, 24th ranked Tennessee, and number 25 UConn. In the NHL, the Lightning beat the Kings 6-4. Was the Hurricanes battering the Bruins 7-1. I'm Eddie Garcia.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And the Lincoln Journal-Star's Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break, full show ahead. This Double Barrel Wednesday. Sean Callahan, Parker Gabriel, and the mailbag. As always, get your questions into Early Break, 937@gmail.com, or just text us at 402-464-5685. Hello, how are you today?
Fine. How are you doing?
Well,
Chilly.
we don't like weather talk, but it's much colder out today. You know what? I do have an admission to make here. I'm sad.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to golf with some clients yesterday.
Yeah.
And
What
I
happened?
got too busy and I couldn't go. And this is legitimate. This is not like excuse busy. This is legitimate busy. I couldn't golf. They played golf, and I was sad I couldn't go. But I can't play today because it's negative 45 degrees outside.
It's 17.
That's too cold for golf.
Yeah, we're not going to do weather small talk.
Weather talk.
No. Let's see. I don't have anything interesting to say, so we better go to the rundown.
You have nothing interesting at all?
I don't know.
Really?
Yesterday.
Did you get a big red Kino yesterday at all?
No. Yesterday. No. It was sort of a work day yesterday. So that was it.
And a workout day.
Yeah, I worked out hard yesterday. I got really, probably too hard. And so that's it. I'm just ready. I saw your rundown. I was pleased with that. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll have Sean on.
Yeah, Sean and Parker.
And there's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
That the new age of college football is healthy for our show. I don't know if it's going to be this way every year, but you could get addicted to it.
There's a lot of news every day, right?
Yeah, every day.
Oh,
yesterday there was a commit.
There's always something going on.
Let's see if I'll test you on this.
Hey,
hold on. No, don't read it. I'm going to test you. Okay.
It's too late.
The name.
Javier Morton.
The junior college.
I don't know, but he's from Alabama. He's a former Alabama commit 2 years ago.
Garden City.
Oh,
Garden City.
Kansas.
The position.
He's a defensive back.
The position.
Well, he's cornerback. Safety. Come on. Deep
corner.
You can rotate a safety to cornerback. That's why I said defensive back.
That was unfair.
That is an unfair question.
Because he can play both. I think.
Right, he's a defensive back.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What else could I quiz you on? Where did he commit out of high school?
Alabama.
Where's he from?
I think George is always a safe bet.
Yes.
That was a guess.
You got it.
It's always a safe
He's
bet.
from Georgia. Okay, there you go. We covered
Javier, either Xavier or Javier Morton.
It is Javier.
Okay, well, there you go. Javier Morton.
Javier Morton.
It's a great name.
Other news, Sean Callahan, when we'll ask him about this, did a full-fledged interview with Casey Thompson.
Oh, we should ask him about that.
The 23-year-old. It's interesting. The 23-year-old Thompson. He hasn't picked up a football since the season because of his thumb.
Oh,
yeah. Because of his, so it's something to watch. I'm not throwing up any red flags. It sounds like he's fine. In this new age world we're in, he has an apartment I'll just say in the middle of town, nice one, in a new development area. It's you know what? If you're a 23-year-old graduate transfer quarterback from Texas who's probably going to start, you sort of have the world by the balls. Hello.
Sounds like he does.
Yeah.
Sounds like he does. Good for him.
So we'll talk about that more with Sean.
We will, as he talked to him,
and we'll talk a little bit more on that with Parker. DeColdis Crawford was on Husker Sports Nightly last night. That's sort of interesting.
Yeah.
DeColdis visited here. Now he left, but he visited here over the weekend. He's signed.
I'm glad he's not here
committed
today in the 17 degrees after 60 degrees yesterday.
Well, he was here this weekend though, and did it get down in the teens? I think it did.
I've already forgot about the weekend.
Yeah,
I'm getting old.
You're slipping.
I am slipping. I already forgot the weekend weather last week.
It
I guess
snowed.
it snowed. That's right.
Yes.
It snowed. But it wasn't that cold, though.
I think it got into the teens.
it was cold Friday. Saturday was fine.
Yeah,
Sunday was
Saturday's pretty cold.
Sunday was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now we've remembered the weather properly here.
All right,
That's good.
Your
All right.
topic is interesting.
All right. I want to set this up because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in their, at 25 plus have had a phase in their life. I'm 30. I had this phase 2 years ago. I'm still am investing, but I'm not quite like I was 2 years ago
Mhm.
by myself. We have all had a phase where we wanted to be like a great personal financial advisor for ourselves. We got big into stocks. We got big into, I'm gonna buy this stock, and that's gonna be mine.
Mhm.
I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna make sure I follow it to the top and sell it at the right time because I want to say that was mine. Okay, I want you all out this morning listening. You can call or text 402-464-5685. I want you to put back on for a second your personal financial advisor hat. You got yours on? Is yours on?
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
That's your hat?
I'm ready for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here's the question. This is regarding Nebraska football, okay? We're looking into buying stocks as programs. And we're looking right now, not even as a Nebraska fan. Look at yourself as an outsider. Look at yourself at the 30,000-foot view. So you're not in the bubble of Nebraska, but you're trying to research them and establish, is this a smart buy? And if so, when would I know when to sell that buy? Okay? So Nebraska is coming off of a 3-9 football season. Those who watch football realize this team was not as bad as 3-9 would indicate. That would indicate this is a good buy, right? Nebraska football at 3-9, you try to buy stock at its absolute lowest. And I know they can go 2-10 or 1-11 or 0-12. I just really don't see that next year. I know that's knock on wood, bad things can happen. I don't see those records happening in 2022, right? Do you? Do you see 2-10, 1-11, or 0-12 happening?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I frankly don't.
So right now, you would put a pretty strong buy on Nebraska football. Buy low to ride it up and sell high. So the question to me
I think so, yeah.
To me, the question would be this. If in that sense of buying now, would you know when to sell this stock? Because you want to sell high, but you don't want to sell before it gets at its highest, right? Like sometimes people will buy stock low, they'll sell it immediately because they got some profit. That'd be like a 5-win season next year. Okay, we made money on it, we're out of it. I don't trust that stock to go long term.
Keep talking.
Get it? But
talking.
If you want to be a long-term investor, you say, I believe they're more than 5 wins. That's a nice, I'm taking my money. I'm glad I got my profit, but I'm riding this to 7 to 8 to 9. Where do you ride it to, though? If right now Chris called in a little, a while ago and thought this should be, this could be a 9-win program, right? Is that the ceiling? That got coaches fired here in the past. But right now, if you were to buy at 3, would you sell at 9, or would you hold and say, I think maybe they get to 10 or 11, or you say 9's where I'm done at?
Mm-hmm.
Where would you sell at?
Okay,
in this advisor exercise.
All right,
here.
now so yeah, we're in an office.
We're in an office
in, we'll say, suburban Chicago.
We're trying to track our finances and make some dough.
Yeah, and we're having a discussion. You're the financial advisor. I'm the one with all the money. Now here's the deal. What I'm going to say to you is a different question than when would you sell?
Okay.
I think the more critical question, sir, is when do you buy?
I think you buy right now. You buy.
I don't know if I want to buy the stock, though.
You have to buy it.
Why do I have to buy it?
Because there's so much potential.
Why can't I wait till after spring ball?
Because then
the
stock might go up.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Because right now the stock's low. You went up. You just went 3-9. You don't have spring ball to see how this looks yet.
Why?
You buy it now where it might leap. It's obviously it's still at 3 wins because that's where you're
at. Okay,
hypothetically,
you're my advisor. You're my advisor, and I'm going to
I
tell you
am your
something.
advisor.
Yeah, you're my advisor. I'm gonna have to tell my wife when I go home. We had an uncomfortable discussion.
About finances.
We're not on the same, and I might have to get a new advisor.
Harrison.
We're not on the same
Good morning,
page.
Harrison.
Yeah, hi Harrison. Harrison did something, and I'm not casting aspersions or being critical. He did something I always laugh at when I see I've seen EPs do this over the year. They look at me and yawn. Don't do that.
It's early. It's early.
It tells me you're thoroughly bored with our discussion.
He's just tired. It's early.
I know, it's fine, Harrison.
Chug some coffee, Harrison.
He does
Spike
chug.
that
He does
sucker.
chug coffee.
Spike that sucker.
Yeah, Jake, my advisor.
Yeah, I'm your
With
advisor.
all due respect, I'm not ready to buy. Are you forcing me to buy?
I'm just telling you, I'm calling you on the phone and saying, hey, I've got a great buying opportunity for you. This
I don't know if
stock
I
is
agree
low.
with you that it's a great opportunity. We got to get over this hang up, okay? We got to get over this hang up. Here's what I'm saying. And all I'm saying is,
You don't have to be a long term.
hold on. Can't we just wait till you already answered this, but I'm going to reiterate it. Can't we just wait till April 10th after the spring game, April 9th? Can't I just wait?
No.
Just because I don't want to throw just money away. Here's why I say this, sir. They're going to have 18 new players on their spring roster.
I'm your advisor. Yes, please tell me more.
18. I want you to think about that. 18 new players. Now that doesn't happen very often. And we're not just talking, you're not talking true freshmen. First of all, you have 2 new quarterbacks, right? In spring ball. You have 2 new. We have not thought about the gravity of this. The gravity of spring ball. Casey Thompson and Chuba are going to be new in spring ball. There's 2 new quarterbacks at probably atop your depth chart, or one of them for sure. Okay, new running back Anthony Grant. Okay, tough kid. Heard stories, tough. Receivers. Okay, that's okay. Plus Torres, by the way. So 3 new quarterbacks, actually. Torres is hurt. That's why I didn't count him initially. Okay, 3 new quarterbacks in the spring, Jake. A new running back, Anthony Grant. Receivers, Trey Palmer, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, and Victor Jones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 already. 3 new offensive linemen. This is going to get us to 10. The freshman Jenkins, then the transfers Kevin Williams and Hunter Anthony. It looks like they're 95% sure right now. I'm going to put it at 95. They're going to get a D-line transfer from Miami.
Okay.
Who would be probably Nebraska's 3rd best defender, 2nd best defender right away.
That's
played a lot.
Significant.
Played a lot of snaps.
That's significant.
I think he played over 1,200 snaps at Miami. Caught up in a coaching change. His name is Silvera. Don't have his last name. Don't have his first name. Silvera, I think, is his last name. Could be his first name, actually, Silvera. But anyway, that's probably happening. Okay, that's up to 11. Houseman, the linebacker from Columbus.
Ernest.
Good job, Jake. Ernest Houseman. DB, 1, 2, 3, 4. New DBs. Deshaun Singleton, who he'll make a push for a starting safety. JUCO safety. Deshaun Singleton. A kid named Gold. Tommy Hill will make a bid for a starting cornerback transfer. Tommy Hill transfer.
Arizona State.
Thank you. And then Javier
Morton.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're up to 16. And then it's actually 17 because I counted Timmy Bleekrode, the kicker. He's actually not here till May, but Brian Buschini, the punter, is here. Now think about what I just told you. All those, that's an incredible, a lot of those guys are going to be critical guys, right? When you talk about Trey Palmer and Isaiah Garcia Castaneda and Tommy Hill, the quarterback. Can I just see a couple practices with the quarterback?
I'm telling you that the problem here is that the stock's going to go up.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid is a factor here. You have to buy right now.
Okay. All right.
So, if you want to take the finances out, you'd say, was Nebraska at their absolute bottom right now? And
I'd say okay.
You don't have to go long-term investment.
Right.
You can sell if they get 5 wins. You can say, you know what? I just want a short-term investment. I want to make some money.
I got some extra money here. Let's put it on.
Right.
It.
And we know there's a very strong chance if I don't make big money, I will make some money because the stock's going to go up a little bit.
All right. You've talked me through it. All right.
You understand?
Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, the way now that we're talking, I would say it's a good buy.
It's a great buy.
Yeah, because
It's a great buy.
because their schedule makes it a great buy. Now you got to talk to me more about when to sell. I don't get. I don't quite
That's
understand.
where the listeners come in here, and I
Talk
want
about value.
Yep. I want because here's the thing. A lot of stocks. I'm giving you the stock market here. A lot of stocks. There's a price target put out there. There's a target price about where it should get to, and maybe you sell at that point. If that's where you believe the top is, and if it gets there, that's when people usually sell because they know, hey, I rode it all the way to the top, and that's where I think it's at. You can revise the target price, and it goes higher. But for Nebraska, and that could happen here. Right now, we can say, man, the ceiling looks like for this program, at least for the next year or two, the ceiling, see the highest, not what I expect, but the highest is like 9 wins, right? The highest. We don't expect 9, but that is the highest I can tell you right now I see for next year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the highest.
And they can surprise and go above that, but I just don't see that.
And if they go above it, what happens with our stock then?
You're gonna it's gonna get sold then after that. You're gonna ride it to 10, 11, and say I'm out because you can't top.
I think
that.
it's a safe buy.
It's not. This is not a probably right now a place you can long term visualize consistent 9, 10, 11 win seasons. Which I know that got a coach fired recently, winning 9+ games for 7 years. It was more than just that, but that we're talking about. Would people still hold their value in the stock?
You can't envision Nebraska going back to winning consistently 9 games.
9, 10, 11, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to visualize that, but right now you've missed 5 straight bowl games. I need to see it before I believe it. So that's me saying if as the investor, I would probably sell once they got to 9. And if they dipped a little bit down to 7 or 6 next year, I might buy again and say they'll go back up.
Okay.
You can keep buying and selling the stock over time.
I'd watch it. I'd watch this one.
You can buy and sell, or you can do a long-term buy and sell when you think that the top is hit and bring in your gold.
It's tempting. It's tempting to do a long-term buy, but man, I mean, Frosty has got to. He's got to survive, right?
Doesn't matter though for the stock.
I know,
That's
but if
the
you're
big
talking
thing here.
long-term, it does matter to me. There's too many variables to know what's going to happen 2 and 3 years from now. There's too many variables in that conversation. First of all, I got to see if Frost survives. And if he doesn't survive, I got to see who they hire. What's going on with Jim Harbaugh, by the way?
I don't know. It's been so quiet.
You know why I asked?
What is that?
People are going to say, why do you throw that into the conversation? Here's why. Because the reason I keep asking you what's going on with Jim Harbaugh is because if Harbaugh would leave, then I think Matt Campbell would be a guy that Michigan would look at, right? Matt Campbell, the Iowa State coach.
Sure.
If Harbaugh stays, then Campbell's sitting out there, and what if it goes awry for Frosty or more awry? Would Nebraska then look at Campbell? And I have heard that that's a possibility. Okay. And I don't mind saying on the radio. I've heard enough. I've heard it from enough important people
That there's interest.
Yeah.
Or they would just go after him.
Well, I know there's interest on Campbell. Okay. I don't know, but I think they're very careful. Yeah.
Careful.
I just watch Campbell. I'm just watching Campbell like a hawk right now. Okay. Hey, Jake, I am watching Campbell like a hawk.
I'd make a bird noise. I don't want to though.
No, don't make a hawk noise. Do not.
I think I'd
Just-
shriek on the
do
radio.
not. We've done bird noises, but we're not.
We did it for a full second
Right.
one time. It's so stupid.
We're not doing hawk noises.
Oh, those
I'll
stupid
YouTube
times.
hawk noises
Those
and
are
see if I can
stupid
pull it
times.
off. Okay.
Before we get to Vince and Chris, who are patiently
Wow,
waiting on
we
the
got
phones, and
callers.
you can always call if you can put yourself into this stock discussion at 402-464-5685. Here's a good text that's speaking stock terms here. Okay. Based on the historical performance and the fundamentals, you sell at 5 wins. You buy now.
Okay.
You sell at 5. Next year, the bottom's going to drop out. The schedule is brutal, and the new coach will have a rough first year. So he's saying short-term buy. You buy now. He agrees. You buy at 3. If whatever they get to this year, he thinks there's going to be a coaching change next year.
Mhm.
So you ride it to 5 wins and you sell, and maybe you buy it low again, and you just keep buying the stock.
Keep buying
And
low.
eventually, maybe you'll have it at a long term. But right now, it's too volatile, right?
It's pretty
It's
volatile.
volatile.
Mhm.
It's really hard to trust it.
Yeah, it's a volatile stock.
So
It's kind of fun. I like volatility.
well, you like this stock then.
Well, you know me.
This stock drives investors crazy though.
I like
And
discomfort.
financial advisors.
I like discomfort and volatility.
All right, let's get to the phones who want to participate in our stock discussion, maybe. We've got Vince in Napa, California at 402-464-5685. Vince, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good. Hey, welcome to the show. How are things in Napa Valley?
Things are going pretty well in Napa Valley, and what I got to ask is now, are
Okay.
we calling this company Sorensen Financial, or are we calling it Sip and Jake Financial?
Sorensen Financial.
I like that.
Yes, Sorensen
Sorensen
Financial.
Financial.
Yeah. Nobody's going to
Sorensen-
trust me with their money. Trust me on that one.
Okay. Well, anyhow,
Let's
as
invest,
far,
Vince.
As far as buying now,
Uh-huh.
I am not only sipping the Kool-Aid.
Oh boy.
I am sipping the Kool-Aid in the fermented grapes fashion, and I'm not only sipping it, I'm drinking it in a bong.
Wow.
That is a graphic.
Yeah, that's
That's a
interesting.
visual right there.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean-
not even sure what
I
to
mean-
say there.
Okay, so what I'll need one of you to take my bottle of red wine and just pour it in a bong so I can drink it.
Okay, interesting.
That's Sip's job,
Yeah,
probably. He might
interesting.
enjoy that.
Yes.
Interesting.
As far as buying now here now here's where the discussion comes in. Now, if it gets to 5 wins, I'm probably I'm liking the profit, but I'm probably entertaining the thought of still hanging on to it. Now,
It's
if
tempting.
it gets north of 6 or 7, that's where it's like, all right, I've won a few thousand at the blackjack table and I'm walking away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
That's good. Wise.
So you're saying 7, though, Vince, in this scenario that you'd sell.
7.
7, I'm definitely selling at 7.
Okay.
Because,
Okay. That's what I need to know.
Because again, 5, I don't know. I mean, because, now we don't know what this team's going to look like. I get it, but I'm also kind of taking the same approach that I took last year. I actually still think, and I've said this numerous times, a lot of people are focusing on the 6-win mark because, okay, that's what we need to get bowl eligible.
Right.
I still actually think 6 is the least likely scenario. I mean, to me, I think it's either going to go one extreme or the other.
Oh.
I think either we win the Northwestern game and we start 3-0, and this thing takes off to 8 or 9 wins, or we lose the Northwestern game and it winds up being a clunker like last year.
Okay. All right.
Good point,
So you're
Vince.
watching Ireland very closely. You're watching.
Yes, I
double.
am watching. Yes, I am watching
Think about-
Ireland very closely.
Yeah, that's smart.
And I got to say, I don't particularly like the chances of the game getting to Ireland. I think it's because to what you said a few weeks ago, Sip, is that okay, you want the guys to be able to go to Ireland and actually take in the sights as opposed to just go there and play a football game. Well, my thing is this: you can go anywhere just to play a football game, but you don't want to go to Ireland just to play a football game.
Right. I understand. Yeah. Well,
Thank you, Vince.
hey, Vince, thank you. And I'll address that evolving discussion later in the show, so that'll give you something to listen to when you're working today. But thank you for calling,
Yes.
Vince.
Hey, by the way, before to Chris, Texture says Vince is chugging wine like Jake's at the Mannheim Steamroller concert. Yeah. You don't want that to happen.
There was
to
no
you.
bong
No,
involved.
there's no bong involved there at all. You are right.
All right. The Baldwin Shop is on the line.
Yes, we've got Chris at the Baldwin Shop. Chris, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Good morning, Steve J.
Oh, you sound great. You just sound great.
Well, thank you. Yes, sitting up here in my little cubby hole and fixing myself breakfast, and I thought I'd better call in. Now, listen, Jake, I'm going to throw a little wrench in your topic here this morning. Now, I actually
That's my job.
am going to say that I've been a stockholder since 1967.
Okay.
Now, I have won that when I the first season that I had tickets, Nebraska was 6-4 with Bob Devaney and did not go to a bowl game. That was that was just the times then. You know, there wasn't that many bowl games, maybe 14 or 15. And I thought, oh boy, I'm in trouble here. I'm in trouble. But then, of course, 68, they go 6-4 again, no bowl game. But then in 69, 70, 71, 72, of course, we all know what happened. And let me remind you, Jake, Steve,
okay,
in Bob Devaney's last 4 years that he coached, in bowl games, he beat Georgia, LSU, Alabama, and Notre Dame.
God.
Coached by Vince Dooley, Charlie McClendon, Bear Bryant, and Errol Parsegian.
He beat
now, stock was sky high then,
Sure
Jake,
was.
and it was sky high all the way up to, well, let's face it, the 21st century. And now, Jake, I should have probably sold them back.
You should have sold these
in
apart.
1997.
Yeah.
When the stock was sky high, because right now I think I'm holding a bunch of stock that's not worth much.
Ouch.
You could have sold partial, Chris, and then rebought now, and with the hopes of not getting to maybe that level, but at least making some profit off of it.
Well, you know, Jake, hey, you guys, let's face it. We've talked about this coming into this season. They seem to be doing pretty good in the transfer portal. But I'm not sold on this. Steve, you mentioned at the start of the show, this is good stuff. All what's going on in college football right now, what I call the free agency and everything. It's great for talk radio.
Sure.
But how good is it for programs like Nebraska?
That's
it's not going to hurt Alabama or Georgia or Clemson or USC, Oklahoma, Texas. But how good is it for Nebraska?
I know. I don't know. I don't know is my answer. I wish I
knew. Yeah, we and we're not, you know, we're going to find out. Like I said, this is like a giant puzzle. They've got a lot of pieces in 7 months to put together. And we have no idea what this is going to look like in the fall. We have no idea. This could change, like you said, Steve, right after spring ball. So I don't know, Jake. If I was a new investor,
you are a new investor.
You know,
case.
Hey, Jake, I went through this season, and I'll bet with the tickets I have, I'll bet I ate 12 tickets, 15 tickets this year that I could not give away. You know, so hey, Jake, I was trying to give away some of my stock and nobody would even take it. So, hey, you guys, we'll see what happens next year. I do agree with Vince, and I wish Vince would have told me what the temperature is out there. I bet it would have made me jealous this morning.
Yeah. So,
you know, I do agree with Vince that the first couple of games might tell us something. That Northwestern game that we know. Remember last year we talked about that Illinois game, how that was maybe going to set the tone for the season.
And it did.
You know what?
And it did.
Sure did.
Yep.
It set the tone for the season.
It was a disaster in Champaign.
Oh, it was, Steve. It was. It was your worst nightmare out there. So, and one of the worst games they played all year. But anyway, guys, hey, Jake, very interesting. But if I was a new buyer right now, I would not buy right now.
Okay.
So
All right.
there's just too many question marks. Way too many question marks. But hey, guys, great show, and I'm looking forward to what Sean Callahan has to say too.
Right.
So,
Yeah, there's a lot.
Guys, talk to you later.
All right, God bless you. Now, before Derek, hold on, Derek.
One last thing for
Derek, hold on. Jake, some of this investment strategy, to me, it's all about how much do I have to invest?
You don't have to go all out on it. You could take it as a,
I mean,
happy-go-lucky investment.
Yeah, I might
here.
take a flyer.
On it.
Exactly. I don't know that I'd pour a lot into it until
there might be some that say I'm pouring a lot because I think 3 is the bottom, and you could ride it to 4 or 5, and that's not a lot of money, but it's profit.
To reiterate the point that Chris referred to, 17 new players on the roster for spring ball. And many of them critical players. I mean, critical like Casey Thompson, critical, like a potential starting corner in Tommy Hill.
Yep.
Critical, like your new punter, Brian Buschini. Boom Sheeny.
You can say that way too many times. I can't. I'm already sick of it. I'm already done with it.
Linemen. I mean, throughout the roster. So let's get to Derek.
Let's get a quick call from Derek in his office car. Derek, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Yes, in the investment office
Yes.
car
Yes.
on 77, guys. Great topic. You're buying all day long on this
Okay.
because it's so low right now.
Okay.
And remember, Steve, remember that commercial from the 70s, busy restaurant, and someone would say, what would they say, Steve? If E.F. Hutton talked, what would people do?
You listen.
You listen.
Yes.
And when you can buy at 3
Absolutely.
and sell, you're going to sell higher no matter what.
Thank you.
Okay.
Exactly.
My take on next year is we didn't get a new CEO, but we got a new chief operating officer in Whipple in a coordinator's position, and we got a bunch of new faces. But the urgency is now, and these guys will have a good plan. It looks like they've got the pieces in place that they wanted, so that's a good sign. We're missing maybe an offensive lineman. But let's see what happens. There's another transfer opportunity, I believe, after spring ball has run its course.
Absolutely.
So you never know. But at this point, what a great investment, because, it's like a penny stock. You're not going to get hurt too bad on it, even if it does go south. And if it goes south, we're all going to be sour about it. I will shout to Vince. Only Vince at 4:20 a.m. in the Western time zone can make a reference to a bong and drinking alcohol. So shout out.
Yeah, shout out to
and
Vince.
also Chris's wisdom and insight and his longevity as part of the family. Looking forward to what Callahan has to say. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Derek. Appreciate
Thank you, Derek. Oh, Sean's interview is going to be interesting because he talked to Casey Thompson.
it. And we're going to ask him next.
Now,
time.
there's a lot to talk about. Thank God. All right, let's get to Sean.
Yeah, Sean Callahan, Husker Online, is up next on Early Break in the Ticket.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you. Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
Bagels and Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Partly to mostly cloudy and much colder today. A high of around 18. North winds will gust over 30 at times. Heading into tonight, partly cloudy, a low down to 0. Another bitterly cold day on the way for our Thursday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of around 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8888 8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, it has been a very good month for Mark Whipple and Scott Frost, getting two quarterbacks in Casey Thompson and Chubba Purdy. We are joined now by Husker Line Sean Callahan. Sean, we'll get to Chubba in a second, but you had the chance to talk with Casey Thompson this week. Yesterday, excuse me. What did you learn? What was the biggest takeaway that a listener might be curious about, Sean, from Casey?
Well, I mean, first of all, he's a very mature guy that is ready for this opportunity. You can just tell that he's been there, done that, been through a lot of college football, a lot of coaches. I mean, think about Tim Beck, Tom Herman, Steve Sarkisian, now Mark Whipple and Scott Frost. He grew up a Sooner as a kid. I mean, grew up around Barry Switzer, played for Texas. Now he's at Nebraska. So he's more than ready, I think, for this place and what it means to be a quarterback at Nebraska. But really what jumped out to me was how much Nebraska, was on him. That from the day he went into the portal on December 16th, he has talked to Mark Whipple every single day, including Christmas Eve. So Whipple is a bulldog. I mean, he really targeted Casey Thompson, wanted this guy from the get-go, and this was kind of, who the plan really was. Thompson Purdy. I mean, that was the plan of Mark Whipple, I think, from the beginning of this process.
Sean Callahan joins us from HuskerOnline.com. This is really interesting, Sean. You had a conversation with Casey Thompson. Now, what did he say about his thumb? The thumb that bothered him, that he played through. He played through a thumb injury for the final, I'd say 6 games, final half of the season. What is this? What does he say about the thumb on his throwing hand?
Well, he hasn't thrown a football, to be safe, since the end of the football season. And he said it's been 8 weeks, which is the longest he's gone in his life without throwing a football in his football life.
Okay.
So he's being really careful because he wants this to get it checked out to make sure everything is up to speed. And he was adamant to have that done at his new school. He didn't want to do it at Texas. So I know one of the first things he did yesterday on his first day of everything was he met with Dr. Lonnie Albers, and I think an MRI is scheduled to kind of have his thumb just looked at to make sure. I don't think he's worried. I mean, he played the final game of the season, but it changed the course of the end of the year for him. There's no question because of that injury. I mean, he wasn't the same quarterback as he was throwing 6 touchdown passes versus Texas with that injury. He seems confident everything is fine, but I think he wants to, have it looked at, here to make sure that they believe that as well, and make sure it's all ready to go.
Yeah, and right now, Sean, you know what's going on. People are driving to work, listening to the show in their kitchens, wherever they do it, and thinking, oh, great, Nebraska's got a quarterback who's going to miss spring ball. Wonderful. Is that now?
No, I don't think that's the case.
Okay,
I really don't.
Yeah, why don't you assuage any fears that are out there if you can, to the extent that you can?
No, I mean we talked about February 28th like multiple times.
Okay.
I just think they want him. He just wants another set of eyes just to make sure, all is fine and well with that thumb. But yeah, he's excited. I mean, he, has only been here. Today's his second full day in Lincoln. He got here the night before, so it's all happened so quickly for him to kind of get through. I mean, yesterday was his first full day, and it was literally a 12-hour day of things for him kind of to get acclimated to life in Lincoln.
I think Nebraska fans, Sean, expect Casey to be the starter when the season hits. But what do you think that competition looks like in the spring and the fall with Smothers, Harburg, and now Chubba Purdy in the equation?
Yeah, I mean, he laid it out pretty honestly. It's like, look, I've got 2 years and Chubba's got 4. So, that's how they were both able to be convinced to come. I mean, it's a natural progression, but he knows it's a competition. He made a great point. He's like, look, I'm the only guy that's played and started significant snaps of Power 5 football. Obviously, Chubba's played some. Starling, Logan Smothers has played some snaps too, but nobody's got the snap load of Casey Thompson. So he knows he's got the leg up going into this season and going into this thing right now, and he's looking forward to earning the respect now of his teammates.
Sean Callahan joins us, and this is a fascinating discussion because you talked to 23-year-old Casey Thompson, who presumably is Nebraska's starting quarterback out of the transfer portal in 2022. What did he say about the way Nebraska coaches presented how they're going to handle the QB position in the portal with, as it relates to Chubba?
He said it's going to be competition. And both guys were told from the get-go that they were going to take 2. I mean, it was never a secret. Mark Whipple, I think, was really honest to both. And he talked to both those guys really probably. I'm assuming he talked to Chubba every day too. So I think the communication was always there from Whipple about the plan, and it wasn't like a surprise.
Right. That's important, Sean. I asked that question to drive that home. That's really important that they told those kids what the deal was, right? Here's the deal.
Yeah, and the communication of that is so important. Everybody would like to get 2 quarterbacks in Nebraska situation, but it's very hard to do. I don't know, if very many teams can ever pull this off to get, 2 4-star guys, but it just happened to work out because Purdy didn't really get a lot of reps and experience. If Purdy started 10 games at Florida State or something, I don't think they could have pulled this off.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that he suffered an injury in Tallahassee and allowed another quarterback to emerge for Mike Norvell when he was supposed to be that guy. That's what led him out of Florida State.
Sean, regarding the portal, again, you get Purdy, you got Trey Palmer recently, Casey Thompson, Javier Morton yesterday. I mean, how many more guys do you expect this team to pick up before the spring in the portal?
Nesta Jade Silvera is the one to watch from Miami.
Say that name again, please. Say that name again.
Nesta Jade Silvera.
Okay.
He's a defensive lineman. He played 1,200 snaps of football for the Hurricanes, 400 plus the last 2 years. In comparison, Damian Daniels played 365 last year, so very experienced guy that could play for 1 year. If he were to come, they'd have 18 newcomers between transfers and recruits on campus for the start of spring practice.
See, that's amazing. I mean, I don't know, Sean. I hate to say things like we've never been in that situation because we've dealt with a lot of new faces in the spring, but not like this, right? We've
seen 10 or 12 maybe, but that's a lot. 18 is like, because theoretically you could only add 25 a year. Well, now you can add essentially 32, and I think they're going to get creative. A couple of these guys might have to pay their own way for one semester, then they'll go on in August. So they're native with the numbers to make this work because it does feel like they're taking a lot more guys than they have room for, but they're just figuring out a way to make this work.
Yeah, you got to play games with the numbers. That's exactly right.
Sean, always good stuff. Thanks for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
So Husker Online's Sean Callahan.
Okay, the takeaways. Casey Thompson was apprised of the situation with Chubba Purdy from the start.
Okay.
And Chubba Purdy was apprised of the situation. Well, he knew the situation
because it would take 2
because it was unfolding. Yeah. The thumb is somewhat of a concern now. Spring ball does not start till February 28th, so you have some time to play with. You just hope you don't hear anything obtuse as far as its thumb goes, right? Like surgery, that would be obtuse. Okay, yeah. Because why? Because he's got to learn a new offense. He's got to get used to his guys, and that's a critical period. The spring's a critical period for this. But it doesn't. I don't want to sound alarms because it doesn't sound like it's that type of situation. The takeaways: He's here. Casey Thompson's here. He's meeting with teammates. He's meeting with medical personnel. He's taking classes. The 23, he's a grown man. Okay. Sean, I did talk to Sean yesterday, and it's striking. And it brings up a whole nother topic, by the way. He's a 23-year-old who's being paid handsomely, which it's very interesting to me because it seems like he'd be open to criticism. I don't think you treat him with kid gloves.
Well, Sean even said, he says he has 2 years. You mentioned he's got 2 years, but we thought he could be a 1-year player. This could be a 2-year guy.
Yeah, but what I'm suggesting, there's this whole change in college football going on where now these guys are making money. They're pros, essentially.
And we know it's open that they're making money.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like it's under the table. Like, we know you're making money.
He's 23 years old. He's almost, what I'm saying is you can almost critique him like you would critique a coach at this point,
or
right?
A pro.
Yeah, pro quarterback.
Yeah.
He's older than some pro quarterbacks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I bet he's older than Mac Jones or close, right? Right?
Yeah,
Any rookie
yeah,
quarterback,
right.
any NFL rookie is probably in that same range. So anyway, he's here. He's got a luxury apartment. Thank you, NIL.
Yep.
And that it's all systems go.
And by the way, before we get to break, regarding Nesta Jade Silvera, I looked up his stats.
Nesta Jade Silvera.
He was a defensive lineman for Miami, 6'2", 306 pounds. His career at Miami, this past year he had 38 tackles.
Pretty good. Hey, that's a pretty good number for a
15 solo, 23 assists. He did have 1 fumble recovery, no sacks or anything like that. But he's had 2 sacks in his 4-year career at Miami.
Well, he played a lot of football at Miami. Okay. Got caught up, he's caught up in a coaching change. Mario Cristobal's there now. Mario Cristobal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he would be headed this way. It's not 100%, but it's looking pretty good for Nebraska on that count. How about that?
We'll see. That'd be a nice addition.
Yeah, I think that could happen.
6'2", 306 pound Nesta Jade Silvera. Keep your eyes open for that one.
Chris at the Baldwin shop is uncomfortable with this sort of world, and I hey Chris, I got to tell you, in that meeting Parker and I had with Trev Alberts last week ago, he used the word discomfort 2 or 3 times to describe the feeling of the new college football world. He said it's not our place to judge it. I can't say that. He said it's uncomfortable though. This is all very uncomfortable because this is what Trev said. The college model as we know it is over. It is done. It's finished. And of course there's discomfort because the model's obliterated. And he used the word discomfort, but he emphasized it's not my place to judge it. We have to make it work. How about that?
I like
it's our place to judge it, though, and we will continue to judge it.
We will do that.
We will continue to regard it as an utter disaster.
Song of the day and the mailbag is next on Early Break on the Ticket. Last thing before break, guys, it's getting darker and colder outside every day. That means your time playing golf, tennis, whatever you do outside is getting limited, but you can always find things to do inside, including craft axe throwing in Lincoln. They're open 7 days a week from 4 to 9 p.m. on Monday through Thursday, from noon to 11 on Friday, Saturday, and from noon to 9 on Sunday. Parties and events are welcome anytime. For more information, call them at 402-802-9696 or go to craftaxethrowing.com. That's Craft Axe Throwing, 18th and N in Lincoln.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. You can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bagels & Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any big. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels & Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
What does better service mean? At Allo, it means that you get the best fiber internet available at prices that work for you. Better service means installers who show up on time. Better service means no billing shenanigans. Better service means a real person answers the phone. If you're not paying for better service, what are you paying for? Get Allo. Get better service. Switch today at allofiber.com/better service.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
if
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Southern skies. Have you ever noticed southern skies? Well, its precious beauty lies just beyond the eye. It goes running through the soul like the stories told of old. Old man, he and his dog that walked the old land. Every flower touched his cold hand as he slowly walked by, weeping willows cry for joy.
Song of the day, the late, great Glenn Campbell, Southern Nights, 464-56851. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
So good, it's frightening, wish I could stop this world from fighting. Mystery, like this and many others in the trees, glow in the night.
Once again, your Song of the Day, Southern Nights by the late, great Glenn Campbell, 464-56851. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Yeah, you just splashed a 3-pointer and then just watched it go in and then looked at the crowd and put your arms up. You know, one of those. Yeah. That was gorgeous. God, what a pick by you. Man.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, you have your off days and you hit some. I mean, you throw some bricks up there sometimes, but that was pretty.
Pretty high percentage shooter, though.
You have been lately.
Lately, yeah.
That was pretty. That's a great find. I mean, it's not a song that, you don't hear it very often anymore.
You don't? Why?
I don't know.
You're right. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's a great song. Always liked it from the very first time I heard it. What was his other song?
Rhinestone Cowboy.
I wish I
which is one of the greatest songs in the history of music. Not the best, but one of the greatest songs
Except
ever.
you butcher the words in it.
Yeah, I do.
We're not going to go there, though.
I do butcher the words. I do because it makes me laugh.
Okay, that song, Southern Nights by...
Probably his third best song behind Rhinestone Cowboy and Wichita Lineman.
Yeah.
That's probably his third biggest song,
Okay.
at least. Let's
All
go
right,
with that.
I'll buy that.
Let's go with that.
God, that's high because not only is it a wonderful song, there's some creativity involved in your pick. On what do we call this song?
This
of the
is
day?
song of the day. It's been that way for about 5 years now.
I thought we added I thought we had a word in there.
It was at one
Questionable.
point the questionable
Yeah.
song of the day. We just dropped that.
Hey, Harrison, easy. I was looking for questionable.
Questionable.
Okay, that was unquestionably wonderful. 9.6. 9.6.
Harrison's face would indicate I don't think he's at a 9.6. He's like, whoa, that seems high. All right.
He liked it, though.
So because I saw the poker face break there's no way he's that high. Let's go with the 4.1.
Okay, I think he went a little higher, and I'm even going to predict what he wrote.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, he gave it. What'd you give it?
4.1.
Yeah, I'm saying 5.1. He's going to put catchy, not great.
6.2. Strong, weak, very different sound.
Wow.
This is 3 straight quality grades from Harrison. I don't know what to do with myself. This is very strange.
Well, I know one thing you could do. Keep trying to pick good songs as opposed to going to Alt Nation.
I haven't played, as you know, I have not played Alt Nation in a long time because that music's gone to crap.
Yeah, stay away from new agey.
Well, it was good 5 years ago, and now it's not anymore.
Anyway, good job.
All right, let's get some ratings before the mailbag. You want to guess what the texters are saying?
They
today?
love it. They love the song.
But they're flowing, and they got to go to the top now. There's a lot of ratings in this one. Here we go. I'll go through them quickly, and then we'll get to mailbag. 7.8 from Brian Leroy, 8.1, 9 from Randy. Logan and KC, 6.2. Fat Phil, a 6. That's still high for him. He's
Good job,
usually in the
Phil.
4s.
Yeah.
Rod, an 8. Texas Jeremy says, a 10. Great song, Jake.
Texas.
Eric, yes, that Eric says, oh, bleep off, Jake, 8.5. I hate giving you that score. The best part is he actually writes bleep. He says, oh, bleep off. I'm not saying, I'm reading the text, oh, bleep off. The Milkman, 10, because you never play Old Country.
The Milkman.
8. Corey 2.0.
Okay.
7.5.
Okay.
Jennifer, a 7.
Okay.
Joe, an 8. He says 93.7, where the 70s live on forever. You're damn
Absolutely.
Right. You're dang right.
I hope they do live on.
They will always live
Yeah,
on.
they will not go away.
John
here.
in Fremont, 8.3. Josh in Mexico.
Oh, man.
6.7.
Mexico.
Michael in Carolina, a 4. John Des Moines, got a guess?
Yeah, he liked it. He gave it a 7.0.
He says, it's okay, not one of his best, a 5. Tater says, I just can't imagine anyone jamming to this song.
Not jamming.
Can you bob? I was bobbing.
Yeah, I can definitely bob.
You saw me. I was bobbing.
Yeah, that's a happy song.
6.3. We got a lot of text on this one today. 6.3 from John. Grandpa Rick says an 8.
Grandpa, of course, is going to like that. That's an old song.
Oh, Galveston's also a great Glenn Campbell song. That's probably your favorite one. Right?
Galveston.
You love that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. Thank you. Thank you.
Where's that rank in the Glenn Campbell song?
High in the top
It's not
4.
It's not Rhinestone.
See, I'm not. I put lineman from the county below
Wichita lineman.
Southern. Yeah, Wichita line.
I mean, that's the line in the song. Yeah, it's called.
I
Wichita
put
Lineman.
Wichita lineman below Southern Knights and below Galveston.
Okay,
just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I also would, but you put Rhinestone Cowboy #1, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
it's one of the best songs in music history.
Yes, unfortunately, you've completely ruined it for me. But
no way.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, apparently from Space Cadet, this is Spotify lists your most popular songs.
Okay.
And he says, Space Cadet says Southern Nights is #1 on Glenn Campbell's Spotify page.
Okay.
I would assume it'd be Rhinestone Cowboy, but of course, I have been wrong before. Not often, but once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that note, let's
go with once in a while.
Yeah, it's rare.
Yeah.
Once a blue moon.
3 times a day.
No. Mailbag time. Here we go. Okay, we got a couple good ones here. We got Kelly. If my computer doesn't freeze up. All right. Hey, guys, your discussion about a possible neutral site game for the Nebraska-Northwestern game got me thinking, even though it's already at neutral site. Trev Alberts has hired early break to complete one job. That's us. Schedule a neutral site game that will excite the fan base. Which school is your first call, and where would you suggest it be? Here is some options that Kelly plays out. K-State at Arrowhead in Kansas City.
Love it.
USC in Vegas.
Love.
Texas at Jerry's World.
Don't know. We've done that before.
Colorado at Mile High Stadium in Denver.
Yes.
Broncos. Stadium.
Yes.
And
yes.
how about Georgia in Nashville?
Whoa! I don't want any part of Georgia right now.
Georgia right now.
No, but Colorado at Mile High would be fun. Colorado.
I like to play somebody in Nashville. How about play Tennessee in Nashville again?
Okay.
Like the bowl
Okay.
game.
How about Tennessee and Nashville?
I'm down for that.
All right. If me and you are on the committee, we're pushing for Tennessee and Nashville.
That
would be fun. Except it's not neutral site for Tennessee, really. I
Well,
mean,
it is. It's not Knoxville.
it's kind of neutral
It's
site.
more. It's in their favor, but Nebraska fan. I love you and I. We love Nashville. It's a
Hey,
great city.
Arrowhead is appealing. That Oklahoma
is.
State game back in the day, when Nebraska played Okie State down there. Wow, Harrison. The Journal Star crew got to the game a half hour late because of traffic.
Seriously.
Yeah, because we were on the interstate on, I guess, I-29 would have been.
Yeah.
No, 35, whatever the hell it is.
35.
35. Yeah, we were in stopped traffic on the interstate, and the game was starting.
You said this is not good.
No, you know what
This
though? I
is not-
learned. Well, you know what I learned? Valuable lesson. You can get to a game at halftime and cover it just fine.
Just make sure you have a radio that's functioning.
Yeah. It was fine. There's so much. No, it was fine. But anyway, that was an amazing scene at Arrowhead, as was the Big 12 championship game in 06. No, it was colder than holy hell in 06. Remember what I'm talking about? Jake, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
when
do.
they played
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I remember that. It was like
But
21-7. Right?
Yeah, but the crowd was
boring game.
I don't know. I didn't think it was boring. And the crowd was incredible. Yeah. I would say if I'm on the committee, Nashville's alluring. Arrowhead has an edge, though. I'm trying to get somebody in Arrowhead. Kansas State makes sense.
That makes sense. I like the Nashville one, though, just for my own personal travels and enjoyment. Okay.
I know what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that district in Kansas City doesn't quite do it for you?
Power and Light.
Yeah, the Power and Light just doesn't quite do it for you. You need Nashville.
I need Nashville.
Okay, I get it.
Michael, this is a very broad question. He says, the internet is a very strange place. What's the strangest thing that you have seen most recently?
Oh, gosh. Why don't you handle this one?
Boy. I mean, where do you start?
I don't know.
First of all, there's always a bunch of fake rumors on the internet that people just run with. You know, my biggest thing I hate about, how about this? How about yesterday? How about this for one?
Okay.
Sam McEwen had his Twitter hacked yesterday.
Got hacked.
By some, I don't know what the heck that was, but I had all sorts of response and retweets to that. Like somebody got in and it went viral to whatever country that came from.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam now has his own, he's got right now, his own Twitter account. He started back up.
He got hacked.
He got hacked. I've never seen that type of hacking.
Yeah, I guess
it logged him out. How about I'll go with that one right there.
Gosh, I wish I had a great example. Harrison would understand. I'm always a little alarmed by Kevin Durant on Twitter.
He is an idiot.
I mean, he's a little too engaged on Twitter. And the profanity always throws me for a loop, too. But
Kevin's supposed to be like an idol for kids, man. What's all this crap?
All right, keep going.
Corey, by the way, says Tennessee in Nashville is a terrible choice, not neutral.
Well,
but we like Nashville.
He's got a point.
Can you play somebody else in Nashville? It's not Tennessee. Like, who can you play? We're not playing Vanderbilt because they suck. They also are in Nashville.
They're in Nashville.
Who can you play in Nashville that makes sense for both sides to meet up there?
I don't know. So how about Florida?
I'd play them right now.
Florida.
Yeah, I'd play Florida.
Florida. How about Nebraska versus Florida and Nashville? Ooh, that would be interesting, actually.
But you love Jacksonville. We could go there and play that game there.
You don't play Florida in Jacksonville.
But they don't. They're in Gainesville. It's not Jacksonville.
It's close.
Fine.
Jacksonville.
Got to be very neutral.
Yeah. You've had some bad ideas. I think you need to quit while you're behind, basically.
All I have is great ideas.
The Nashville thing is, I like the idea of going to Nissan Stadium again.
Yes, every year.
But Arrowhead, I'm trying to get somebody to Arrowhead is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get somebody to Arrowhead. How about getting Jimbo to Arrowhead?
I don't want to play them right now. Somebody I feel like I can beat right now. I can beat Florida.
No, I wouldn't. I was going to say Missouri and Arrowhead, but that's kind of home fieldish for Missouri. Kansas State's a little home fieldish, a little bit.
A little bit.
I'd hit Kansas State and Arrowhead. I think that'd be fun. Old Big 8, Big 12 rival. Hit them. That would be fun. Mile High Stadium would be fun.
Against somebody, whether it's the Buffaloes or somebody else.
Colorado would be fun. God, that trip to Colorado was fun.
I
Just
know.
tell me
Oh,
it wasn't
God,
a blast.
Yeah, you know I had a
Yeah,
blast.
you tell me that's not a rivalry.
I'd like to go back there again.
I mean, grown men grabbing their junk and pointing at Nebraska fans. My God, that was intense.
You liked it.
No, I did not like it. I was taken aback by it.
Okay. Just making sure. Just making sure. Top of the hour next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
What does better service mean? At Allo, it means that you get the best fiber internet available at prices that work for you. Better service means installers who show up on time. Better service means no billing shenanigans. Better service means a real person answers the phone. If you're not paying for better service, what are you paying for? Get Allo. Get better service. Switch today at allofiber.com/better service.
Hey, sports fans, Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Bagels & Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels & Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Our public school teachers want every child to learn, grow, and succeed. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the NSEA. School's in session, and it's key to build a partnership with your child's teacher. Visit with them and ask for an overview of your child's strengths and areas for growth. Ask for recommendations for activities and opportunities so you can work with your child to harness their strengths and address their challenges.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And the Lincoln Journal-Star's Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Wednesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, the Early Break. Fun show so far. You got the podcast at theticketfm.com. You can always watch or comment on the show on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers video stream on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Call or text us at 402-464-5685. And as always, this show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. Check out their current job openings at GainaTrucking.com. So extending on from the mailbag, people have informed us, and I have confirmed this myself, that we talked about how it would be fun to play Colorado again on the road. They play there in 2023 again. They're back at Boulder.
Okay.
Not this season, but next season.
Okay, scratch that from Mile High, playing a neutral site game.
We'd rather play in Boulder than Denver, right? Against Colorado?
Yeah.
It's a college town, man. It's more fun.
Yeah, we didn't handle the question very well. They pick a school and pick a neutral site.
We have some suggestions from the text line. Would you like to hear them?
Well, I would say this. We need some suggestions.
Texter says, how about you play in Nashville, but against UCF?
That's a good one.
Both programs would love
Yeah, see, Harrison's nodding. That's a good sign. Harrison, that got Harrison's interest. That definitely got my interest. UCF, Nebraska in Nashville would be, I think that would hit. They're two pretty, UCF has a pretty rabid fan base. Nebraska fans would go down there in droves. It's a great city. I love that stadium for some reason.
I need to play in Nashville more often against somebody.
Very random.
I love the city. I love it. Someone says, how about Oregon or Oregon State at SoFi Stadium in LA? Not Oregon State. That gets no draw from the Beavers. The Oregon fans might travel to that.
The Oregon-Nebraska scene at Autzen Stadium was wonderful. It was a beautiful, if you go out there in September and do that, that might be pretty fun.
Someone said Nebraska versus Kentucky in Nashville.
Okay. Yeah. That's alluring. Yeah. That'd be novel. That'd be novel. I like that. Thank you for that. Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky might be
Kentucky and Nebraska Nissan Stadium makes a lot of sense to me. Good suggestion.
I think that's what we do.
That's a great suggestion. The best suggestion so far: UCF Nebraska in Nissan Stadium or Kentucky Nebraska in Nissan Stadium.
Mike has a good suggestion. This might make sense to you because you were at this game last time and it wasn't exactly a raucous environment. He says instead of playing Maryland at their stadium, maybe play at the Raven Stadium. It's a great waterfront view at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yeah. I would say this. If you can avoid playing at Maryland Stadium on campus, do so.
Because they shun umbrellas.
No, it's not
on
that.
The field.
It's more about, to me, Nebraska played a day game there and it felt like it was dark. Like it's just dark.
It was dreary that day. Wasn't it kind of rainy? It was just cloudy. It was overcast for sure.
Yeah, it was dark.
You had an umbrella that you weren't allowed to put up on the field.
Yeah, and it was a kind of a
that's what really I think affects you is this umbrella situation.
We had a sort of an uncomfortable situation there in the end zone at the end of that game where a guy, it wasn't me for once though that was being obnoxious.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It was the other guy.
Wasn't you?
Yeah, it was the other guy who was really, he's really I would say growly. Like not happy to be at that where he was at all as a security guard watching Nebraska and Maryland.
Well,
play
if he was a Maryland fan, they were getting beat 54-7.
Yeah, that was probably some of it.
To an average at best Nebraska.
Okay, what else are you hearing?
I'm getting a lot. Nebraska versus Arkansas at Arrowhead.
Great. Okay. Oh, the meeting just took a turn. I envision we're in a committee room somewhere on campus and we're throwing out ideas. And that one is the one I have attached my name to. Arkansas, Nebraska at Arrowhead
that would
is
be
a
sweet.
Two
raucous fan bases.
That's a hit. You know what? You could sell me maybe Memphis, Nebraska.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Arkansas.
No way. UCF's the team.
Yeah. Okay. UCF,
Memphis.
Nebraska. Yeah, Memphis is sort of interesting to me.
Care
But
about Memphis.
listen, Arkansas, Nebraska at Arrowhead is a great idea.
How about they're getting better and better suggestions are coming in. How about Nebraska versus Utah?
Okay.
In Denver.
Yeah, that's a great
That
idea.
would be awesome. Now,
Great
I'm all
idea.
in for that.
Great idea. Tough game.
You know I love Kyle Whittingham.
Yeah, great idea.
Very tough game.
God, those are good ideas. Thank you. Damn, that's a good idea.
Notre Dame in Indianapolis. That's pretty close to South Bend.
Yeah, I'd say go outside. Let's
Yeah.
play outside. Let's play outside. Let's play outside. It's September.
Florida State versus Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl.
Not a bad idea. Florida State, Nebraska getting back together now. Here's what I'd say to that: get Nebraska, Florida State back together, but I think you could find a better venue than the Cotton Bowl. And I don't want to go back to Jerry's World. We've done Jerry's World enough. No more Jerry's World.
Someone else mentioned for Nashville, Nebraska, LSU. So we got we thought about
not bad.
UCF, Kentucky, or LSU in Nashville.
That'd be
But the
fun.
point is, we want to get to Nashville.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Those are great ideas.
The people are liking the Nebraska, Arkansas in Arrowhead.
Yeah, that's a great
That's a
idea.
great one.
Great
I still think Nebraska, Utah, and Denver is a great idea too.
It's a good idea too.
Those are two wonderful
Yeah,
concepts.
I don't know why we're talking about this.
I'm
but
just, it's mailbag extended.
Yeah. Extension of the mailbag.
And on that note, before we get to our topic, there's one last one I want to get to that I think people like to hear this from you. This is from the Wymore Zephyr. Okay.
Yeah.
He says the Journal Star building is gone.
Yes, it's gone.
Does that make SIP nostalgic for the good old days? And what memories do you have from that building you can share on air? He took his glasses off. It's a big deal.
First of all, it's really hard to drive over there. I mean,
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I don't mind that question at all. I have not talked about it with too many people because I don't like to. I just don't. I mean, listen. I started working there when I was in my teens. Almost. 19, 18. I was. So I mean, there's a lot of history. I went through a lot in that building. A lot of good and a lot of bad. So there was not a lot of bad, but a lot of tense moments. And saw a lot. And there was a lot of great, incredible people. So it's kind of hard to see that building just gone. I took when me and Alex went to Big Red Kino on West O Street the other day. I said, "All right, I want to take a little detour. I want to show you something." And I drove over there. And I showed him that there's no building anymore, and it freaked him out.
It's gone.
It's just a big open space now. I'd have to think about memories. I mean, the memory was, some of the memory is not really a memory. It's just a feeling. It was very comfortable there. It was a very comfortable space. It was a great work environment. And I just kind of miss that, and I kind of miss going and seeing, people, it's sort of fascinating, everything that went on. And I have not fully processed it either. So
do you think you will by the time you're in a new building?
I don't know.
Because you're not in a new building yet, right?
I have not fully processed the whole thing. I have not. I mean, it's all kind of gone down fairly rapidly. The building went down fairly rapidly.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick process.
Yeah, I wish I could come up with a wonderful memory. Wonderful memories that I could share on the radio.
I'm sure Parker will have some next segment too.
Oh, yeah, maybe Parker would. I mean, it got kind of fun. Okay, I will say this. All right, I can share this, and it got really bizarre. I will say this. Okay, I can share this, and Parker can chime in on this. A memory, definitely, of the late stages of the Journal Star newsroom. Okay, so it got pretty vacant because we didn't have that many people up there anymore. Okay, I worked in an era, first of all, in the late 80s and early 90s when there were two newsrooms, the Journal newsroom and the Star newsroom, and the place was packed. And it was thriving, and you could smoke. I mean, I had a Harrison, if you can imagine this, my old sports editor named Dave Wolfarth, who was one of the best I've ever been around, smoked a cigar all day.
That's awesome.
In the building.
That's so
cool. Yeah, you could smoke, and he smoked a cigar. Oh, I have a memory. I have a lot of memories, actually. Now they're flooding back. I'll tell the one about Dave in a second. I don't think he'd mind. I don't think this one's a little. I'm not going to tell that one yet. I'll have to think about it. Okay, but as the years gone on,
Juicy.
people, there were fewer and fewer people in the newsroom. It was wide open. There were wide open spaces. And what happened was we did a photo shoot, and there was a real college football involved. And that college football stayed up there. And pretty soon, Parker and Basnet and me were throwing the football around the newsroom. And when I say throwing it around, I mean I'm working up a sweat. And
oh no!
And we're running routes and
in the newsroom,
and
routes.
Baz is coming off the edge and trying to sack me. And there are people that are not very happy with what's going on. Like, these guys are a bunch of jackals. You know, one time I threw the ball to Basnet, and it was a bad throw, and it hit like a part of a computer stand, and it made a horrible sound. And, you know, I hit, and, you know, we wondered immediately there's damage. And Parker, what I always remember is Parker scurried into my office, into the corner like a little kid.
No, like
so he left
it wasn't
the scene.
me. It wasn't me.
He left the scene. He ran into my office, my dark office, into the corner like I was not part of that. So he just left me standing there like, okay, everything's all right. I literally said to the newsroom, I think everything's all right. Don't worry.
It's just bent. Don't worry.
But during the pandemic, we couldn't do it. We couldn't really throw a football around during so when the pandemic ended that, think about it. Basnet licks his fingers before he throws the football. Can't really do that during a pandemic, right?
No. Why does he do that?
Well, you know,
don't
people
need to
lick
do
their
that.
fingers before
Yeah,
they
I know
throw.
it's weird though. I was like, why?
Get a grip on the ball.
What is he, a quarterback now? He's just throwing the ball around.
Yeah, he's left-handed.
It's not Drew Brees here or something like
Well,
that.
you got to understand there was a huge open space where you could throw like a 30-yard pass. And Parker's got a gun, by the way. Parker's a high school quarterback. I put on, you know what? I would put on, part of this photo project, they gave us Nebraska football gloves like the kids wear over there, the receivers. I would put on gloves. And
for your tossing around.
Yeah, because Parker throws it so hard. I was like, I'm putting on gloves if we're doing this. And I put on receivers' gloves. Yeah, it got pretty crazy. Yeah. I want to tell a story about.
Yeah, go for it.
It's dated enough that I don't know that Dave Wolfarth would mind me telling it. It was, let me think about it more. Okay, I'll think about it more. What else? We had a topic.
It's too late. We're gonna save it for tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I got tomorrow.
Journal Star Memories.
Yeah, this is great. I love the memories. I mean, yeah, because it's for anybody who's lived here for a long time. You know, they didn't work there.
Okay, I'll give you a memory that's not. It's not. This is not. This will make me look bad, but it happened and it worked out. The night that the Solich news came, I was out and about. It was a Saturday night, and I'll never forget it because I got word of it, and I was drinking. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget as long as I live being in the office that night. And it was a big deal. I mean, Solich was getting whacked. And
you were buzzed.
You
were buzzed.
Yeah, I was not in a great position to handle this story, but I had to handle it. I'll never forget as long as I live. The managing editor standing at my desk, the publisher standing at my desk, the assistant managing editor standing at my desk, the photo chief, all asking, okay, what are we doing? How are we going to handle this? And I'm like,
I'm buzzed.
Don't worry, I got it. And I was terrified. But it worked out. We won awards. We won awards for the coverage.
Wow.
And I'll always remember that, weeks and weeks later when we went into this conference room and said, hey, we won an AP award. And I'm thinking back to that night, and I'm sitting at my desk and all these people around me, including the publisher, and I'm out of my mind. But I mean, it worked. Somehow it worked out.
So you're saying you do your best to work while you're buzzed?
Perhaps.
Have you?
But I didn't
done this ever since.
No, I don't, because I hardly drink.
It got coverage. It got awards. You should have kept trying it out.
Yeah.
Do your best.
I pushed the envelope enough when I was younger, I think. You know what I mean. So no, there's a lot. There's a lot. God, I wish I could tell that Dave Wolfar story, but I just don't think it's. I don't want to. I'd have to ask him before I told it. Okay, it was funny though.
That's all you got. You're good
for now.
Anything else? You can work about.
Yeah, this is the first I've told that stuff. I haven't really thought about it that much. It's a sad. I like going to that building. I really liked it in the late stages because it was so wide open. You know, you could go to places and think.
Just try to envision throwing a football 30 yards in that building.
Yeah, there was a lot of open space in that building.
And you guys running routes.
Legit. Parker will verify everything I said.
We'll ask him next segment about this.
He'll verify everything.
On the text line, Kip says that's why they call SIP the Hemingway of the Midwest. Just needs a little sauce to get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, apparently. It worked out. It worked out fine. And I came too because it was intense. You know, we had to do a lot that night, right? I was terrified though. I can remember being terrified.
You dug deep and you focused.
Yeah,
and got it done.
Yeah,
it's all that matters.
Yeah, it was obviously a gigantic story. You got to think about it. It was back when Nebraska coaches didn't get fired. Now it's lost its novelty. Seriously, I'm not joking. It doesn't feel the magnitude that you got to think about it, Jake. The magnitude then was much different than it is now. I mean, Nebraska coaches have gotten whacked.
Yeah, it's not a big thing anymore.
No, back then it was very novel. It was very novel. Yeah.
Corey says, great story. Very, very relatable. Many of us have had jarring news while we were out drinking and had to just man up and deal with it.
Yeah. I just didn't like just them standing around my cubicle was off-putting. I mean,
as you had just consumed quite a few drinks.
And there's a million.
I don't want to be here right
There's
now.
a zillion things going through your mind at that point. You know, you got to get a hold of a lot of people. And you don't know at that point, Jake, if you can get a hold of them. It's 9:00 at night, but it worked. I mean, I got a hold of I think I got a hold of Frank's daughter. I got a hold of Barney Cotton. I got a hold of enough people that made it work. And the other, there's a lot of people involved in that coverage other than me, obviously. And it all worked out.
Well, make sure you have some more stories worked in there.
Okay. There's one great one I'd like to I'll tell you that off air and you can judge to see if I can take it on air.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
We'll be joined by your colleague, Journal Stars, Parker Gabriel, up next on Early Break in the Ticket.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Bagels and Joe is ready for winter with white chocolate raspberry cream cheese, great on any bagel. And try a grilled Italian panini for lunch with ham, prosciutto, banana peppers, and provolone on a sun-dried tomato bagel. Bagels and Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Our public school teachers want every child to learn, grow, and succeed. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the NSEA. School's in session, and it's key to build a partnership with your child's teacher. Visit with them and ask for an overview of your child's strengths and areas for growth. Ask for recommendations for activities and opportunities so you can work with your child to harness their strengths and address their challenges.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
I tend to come home and just start ravaging food like a coyote.
It's Early Break with Sip and Jake. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we thank you, Sip, for those Journal Star memories. We'll have more of those, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll have more. And Parker can share. He can verify everything I said about whipping that football around the newsroom.
Well, we'll ask him that after his proper introduction on this fine Double Barrel Wednesday.
Double Barrel Wednesday.
It's a Double Barrel Wednesday.
Double Barrel Wednesday had some pop, didn't it? Very good job by Parker on Double Barrel Wednesday.
You guys know what day it is? It's Double Barrel Wednesday.
We're now joined by your colleague, Parker Gabriel, of the Journal Star. Parker, good morning. Sip was telling us that the Journal Star building, is now gone, but you guys apparently had some great times throwing the football around. He says you got a gun on you, Parker. Can you confirm that you have a strong right arm?
Yes, good strong right arm.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I don't know if it's so much that I have a strong arm. It's just that, the thing about 926 P Street is it's not exactly, before it came down, it wasn't probably going to win. It wasn't going to show up in Architectural Digest, So the ceilings were pretty low.
Yeah,
so they had to keep the ball low.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
You were throwing it, even if you had, if you had Sipple working the post route and cross and face against Baz, still had to keep it pretty low, so everything was on a line. That was you couldn't throw the rainbow, fade up the sideline.
No, we had to go outside to do that, which we did in that little alleyway.
Of course you did.
Yeah, but Parker, there was that wide open space. The one I'm talking about was literally like 30 yards, right?
You could really cut it loose and not worry too much, especially as the late stage got later and later. There weren't, like you say, I mean, not only was the building not full of people, but obviously, I don't think this is speaking ill of management. Obviously, the interest in keeping everything in shape waned too as you got closer to the building coming down. So it wasn't such a big deal if you were to say, let it go a little too much and you knock a ceiling tile out of place.
Which happened. And do you remember the time where I threw a ball to Baz and it hit some sort of metal structure And it made an awful sound. The whole newsroom, turned their heads, and you went scurrying into my office like a little kid.
Wow. You gotta take that.
Yeah.
You
yeah. It was partially probably the guilt, like go stand in the dunce corner, but the other part of it was I just was laughing so hard that, it was like only added to the, I think we probably, if we referred to ourselves as jackals, we weren't the only ones. And so I was like laughing like a hyena or something. The newsroom probably didn't need to see the lack of respect I had for what was happening.
Baz always handled that stuff really well.
He probably encouraged you. He loved it.
I always wondered if you could throw a ball through. We had this so on the side of the newsroom, we had this flank of offices kind of, and our boss Clark was there.
Yeah.
And then there was a conference room, and then there was Sipple's office. And then there was a coat closet, which was like Sipple's second office.
Yeah.
There was an empty office on the end of the row, which was like Sipple's third office. So, but it was all glass. It was glass paned, and we always sort of wondered if you could actually throw a football through the glass, or if it was more, or if it was a little too flexible. And
yeah, those panes were flexible.
Probably, luckily, we never found that out.
No, we should have in the waning stages, in the very late stages. We should have just went up there and whipped the ball at that window and see if it went through. It was very strong glass. I don't know if it would have went through or not.
Parker, who has the better arm, Baz or Sip?
Oh God, don't ask this question.
We actually took. So Sipple's got stories he can't tell. I've got video I can't share.
Yeah, you can't.
I have slow motion video of Sipple's throwing form that maybe we'll have to check with Mark Whipple on. And
let's check that out.
Yeah. I don't have a good form.
It's like as if you were. Like if you took a football throwing motion and a shot putter, it's sort of like somewhere in.
Well, I don't know. I have a low release point because I was an infielder.
You're like Phillip Rivers here, basically.
Yeah.
Then.
All right. Let's ask some football.
Well,
questions.
Speaking of Mark Whipple, Parker, he's had a good month. He got Chubba Purdy, and this week he had Casey Thompson previously for Nebraska. So 2 additions to Nebraska's roster. I'm curious in terms of Chubba Purdy. This is maybe that's a tough question, I guess. But is Chubba Purdy to you closer to being the number 1 quarterback in Lincoln or the number 4 quarterback in Lincoln when he arrives?
Yeah, that is a tough question. I think he probably has the most variance out of all of them. I mean, I think we know that Casey Thompson's likely to compete for the starting job. He started in the Big 12. He started 10 games for Texas. He threw 24 touchdowns in the Big 12. He's going to be in the mix. Now, could someone beat him out? Yeah, someone could beat him out, but he's going to be in there. And then with the other guys, I think it's a little harder to tell. Logan Smothers and Purdy. Logan Smothers and Purdy have roughly similar experience. They both started one game. They've both appeared in a handful of games, mostly in sort of reserve. And then they were thrown into one game as a starter. For Purdy, that was in 2020. For Smothers, obviously, it was in November. So I tend to think that those guys are kind of in a similar spot where they could really pick up what the new coach wants. Now, obviously, Purdy has a longer history with Whipple than Logan Smothers does, which is sort of one of the oddities of a new coach coming in. But they're both learning a new system. They're both going to be asked to do new things. So I think that you sort of lump them in a similar bucket. But if push comes to shove, to answer your question, I think Chubba Purdy's probably ends up closer to the number 1 job than to the number 4 job. But I do think that there's a lot of competition to be had, not only for the starting job, but for what the pecking order looks like, for 2022, but also beyond.
Parker Gabriel joins us from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Slight shift of gears here. You had an interesting weekend of coverage because of what happened with DeAndre Jackson. He was a Texas A&M running back who went into the transfer portal, was in Lincoln. Now he's not going to be part of the situation in Lincoln. Then Nebraska gets Anthony Grant from New Mexico Military Institute. What are your takeaways, I guess, from the way that all went down Saturday?
Yeah, well, it's an unfortunate situation. I mean, look, if you're gonna transfer, if you're gonna go play college football, you've got to have your academics in order, and that's at the end of the day, that was sort of the situation with DeAndre Jackson. But it's unfortunate because the kid and his family, they come to Lincoln, they think that hey, they're just gonna enroll in classes, official visit, enroll in classes, and either go back to Texas really briefly and come back up to start classes, or maybe even just stay in Lincoln, and then that doesn't happen. The simplest way to describe it is that the best route DeAndre Jackson has to be eligible to play football in 2022 is to go back to A&M and have a good semester there in the classroom. So that's what he's going to do. Whether he ends up at Nebraska as a scholarship player depends on several factors. A, if he gets the classroom stuff taken care of. B, if he keeps himself in shape, even though he's probably not going to be part of the Texas A&M program this semester. And C, probably most critically, if Nebraska has room for him. When you're recruiting somebody, there's when you expect they're going to get to campus, and then there's everything else. And so DeAndre Jackson was a guy who had a spot to come up here and be a mid-year enrollee and go through spring ball and compete for the job and all of that. That situation inherently changes when the timeline for arrival changes. So, is there a chance he ends up here? Yeah, there is. But I also don't think Nebraska can afford to hold a spot until May and hope that everything else on the kids' end falls into place. So, could it happen? Yes. As we know, the running back room is wide open, and there could be more attrition or whatever, but we also know that they took Anthony Grant, like you said, Simple.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they're going to keep recruiting a Jay Allen, who's a high school kid from Louisiana, who was committed to Brian Applewhite at TCU. There could be other transfers to come onto the market. So it's it wasn't the cleanest situation, but now you just move forward and see what happens in a few months.
Yeah, I know we've talked about this throwing the football thing around, and it makes us sound like we don't work. You've been working. How would you characterize your workload since November 8th, the day that Frost parted ways with 4 staff members? I'm not asking you to. I know you don't feel bad about it. Yeah, it seems like you enjoy it, but what's it been like covering Nebraska football the last 2+ months?
Yeah, it's been a crazy stretch. I mean, and for the most part, everything has happened. It's all, for as busy as it's been, this is less about my job and more about just it's unfolded. I mean, it's all happened in a relatively orderly manner.
Yes.
Even though it's been busy, a lot has happened. There's been 4 coaches that are fired, 1 that left, 5 coaches hired, 5 or 6 players, including a 4-year starting transfer quarterback that's transferred out, a recruiting class that's now at 25 or 26, depending on how you count DeAndre Jackson. 9 transfers, 8 of whom are starting class this week. 15 in the signing class, and it's like they kept adding to the class so consistently. It used to be like, even in 2019, they got 9 guys in the last 7 days before signing day in December. And it was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, what a stretch. But then they signed 24 guys on December 17th or whatever it was. And recruiting was pretty much over. Not entirely, but, for the most part, that was it. Now it's like National Signing Day was barely a blip on the radar in terms of like how they've continued to recruit. And so it's been busy. There's more to come. And I finally got caught on Monday, whatever day that was. Chubba Purdy committed while I was out on a run. But otherwise it's been a lot of time sitting at the computer and trying to, on the phone and trying to figure out what's going to happen next.
You said there's more to come, Parker. I'm curious regarding how many more guys you think we're looking at in terms of potential portal additions for Nebraska this season.
Well, a bunch this season. I think a bunch. I think it's possible that there's 1 or even 2 more still to come that they could try to sneak under the wire before the late registration deadline next week. Nesta Silvera, the defensive tackle from Miami, is definitely on the radar screen. And then the other guy, and Mike Schaefer from 24/7 wrote about this, and I've track down a little bit of information about Omar Brown, who's a defensive back at Northern Iowa. Just went in the portal last night. Those are two guys I think that are worth watching over the next few days. And then they're going to, they've got visits lined up now the next 2 weeks still, where they can have guys on campus. And so there's recruiting to be done a little bit at the high school level still. They've got 2 junior days coming up this Friday and next Friday. And on top of that, I think they're already sorting out who might be in the portal and available now, but who's not a guy who would be on campus until after the spring semester. So you could see further addressing, especially offensive line and defensive line, and then sort of based on what happens in the spring from the portal still, but just stuff that guys that wouldn't be on campus till May or June.
Parker, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Yeah, it was like I say shut up Sipple and you say shut up Sipple and the game's called Shut Up Sipple. But when that ball pinged in the newsroom and it was like the entire newsroom looked at it, sang out in chorus, shut up Sipple.
I'd love to hear that.
It was
I'd
like
love to hear
that.
that chorus.
It
That'd
was
be
like
great.
that. I always tried to fit that ball into tight windows, literally, and sometimes it didn't work.
Well, there you go. Parker, thank you, man.
Good job, Parker.
Parker Gabriel, Lincoln Jones Star.
Man, it's been busy. But I was struck by something Parker said, and I've been struck by this from Nebraska. They've managed it well, Nebraska, all this sort of activity. Really, the DeAndre Jackson situation was the first where it got a little unwieldy. It happened on a Saturday, so it probably got by a lot of people, but he was on campus. And then it was discovered that there was an academic snag, and now you're in an awkward situation, right? The kid's on campus with his parents. This isn't probably going to work. But you know what? It's been, like Parker said, it's been very orderly. Like Scott's handling of the staff hires, there wasn't any big snags that gave you pause, or something can happen in those situations. Like a guy takes the Nebraska job, gets another offer, and says, "Okay, I'm gone." Dana Altman at Arkansas,
right?
Gets introduced as their head coach, and then the next day says, "No, I'm not doing this." Something like that. Nothing like that happened. Nothing like that happened.
Okay.
Remember that?
I do. Yeah, I
Dana?
do. Yeah,
they made him do
was
that
in high school.
They made him do the hog call. I don't
do.
think he liked doing that.
No, he's like, I'm piecing out of here. This is not for me.
The hog call.
I think I'll go beat Oregon.
Do you know what the hog call is?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but
Yeah,
I know what it is.
I'll do the woo pig suey.
Yeah.
Of course, I know the hog call.
What actor did I ask? Oh, yeah, I asked you.
It's like Kevin Bacon. Like I know things, I'm knowledgeable to a certain extent.
Kevin Bacon's been off the radar screen a little bit.
But I'm 30. I'm not 15. A 15-year-old might not know who Kevin Bacon is. A 30-year-old would, even though he hasn't been on the screen.
Harrison, you know who
recently.
Kevin Bacon is?
And he's 22.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, let's play the game show. Give us a call right now at 402-464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. You are 1-1 on the week. Remember, you almost had it on the dot for the points for Miles Bridges yesterday. You were 0.1 off.
Yeah, I guess 19.
You deserve the win.
Yeah, I guess 19.7 is 19.6.
So you deserve that win.
Thank you.
Congrats. Today is, of course, Wild Card Wednesday. Where do we go for Wild Card Wednesday? How about native countries of bands or singers?
Whoa, good one.
Where are these popular
Good one.
singers or bands from?
Good one.
I'll give you a hint. None of these are the USA, so don't guess USA.
Okay.
All right? 464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Don't be scared. There's a line open for you, 402-464-5685. What countries are these famous musicians from? Bands, singers, where are they from? The answers are not the USA. It's 4 questions. None of them are the United States of America.
It's a great topic.
So I think if you guys like music, then give us a call, 402-464-5685. I think you feel good about this topic. We'll see what the callers feel like here. Do you feel good about this topic?
I actually do feel good about it. Where's Corey? Well, come on, Corey.
Now they're calling in.
Where's Corey?
People just need a little bit, need to perk up.
I
today.
don't want Corey to call because he'll be really good.
Now the lines are all jacked. Tom, how do you feel about native countries of bands and artists?
Not bad.
All right, Tom.
All right,
First question
Tom.
goes to you.
Thanks for calling.
Here we go, Tom. First question. What country was AC/DC from?
I think they were born in Scotland, but the band originated in Australia.
I was going for Australia. You got that one right there. Australia is correct.
Good job, Tom. I would not have gotten that.
1-0 lead. Sip for the tie. Your first question. What country is Shakira from?
South Africa.
Very quick, confident answer and very wrong. Tom, do you want Shakira's country or not?
I really want to steal it, but it's one of two countries, so I'm going to pass, but it's either Uruguay or Paraguay. I can't remember which one.
Neither of those, so good job. It was Colombia, actually, for
Oh.
Shakira. Shakira is from Colombia.
Ouch.
So he didn't take it. He's up 1-0. Tom, this is for the win. Your final question. What country is U2 from?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, come on. That's really...
Yeah.
Guys, this is a layup. U2's from Ireland.
Yeah. You gave him a layup.
I get accused all the time of not giving the caller the layup, so today he gets the layup there. Tom, congrats. You get your bagels. Thanks for calling in, and call in down the road.
Thanks, guys.
Good job,
You
Tom.
seemed disappointed in my last question there.
Well,
listen, you won the
didn't
game.
challenge him. You didn't challenge him.
You want yours? I mean,
Yeah.
this is also,
Yeah.
I think, a layup.
Okay.
So you both had layups. Just
Okay.
you didn't get your first question right. What country is ABBA from?
Oh, that's not that easy.
I think it's pretty easy.
Sweden. Denmark. Sweden.
Let's go with the first one.
Okay. Sweden.
And then tiebreaker, you already lost, but this is for the heck of it. Do you want to guess what year that AC/DC was formed as a band?
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely guess that. Oh, okay. Let me think about this. I mean, I know I think I can definitely get the decade. The year was 1974.
Just like yesterday, just one off.
Oh.
1973.
Okay. Very good guess.
Your tiebreakers have
Yeah.
been good. You were
Yeah.
0.1 off yesterday, and you were 1 year off today. That's pretty good.
Well, I can. The reason I know that or remember that is because that's when FM radio started really coming into my life, and I think most people's
You've been
lives.
7 or 8 years old at that point.
Yeah.
73, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to steal this big radio my dad had and take it in my room. And yeah, I remember AC/DC coming onto the scene. That's when I started liking Springsteen in the 70s. And I listened to a lot of that sort of rock and roll then.
There you go. Well, that's
When I was a kid.
good
I
history
was just a
lesson
kid,
there for
yeah.
us. Thank you for giving us that story. Appreciate that.
Did you really
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
that?
nice to hear how how young Sip operated. I'm young Jake on the show, but that's young Sip back in the day.
10-year-old.
Oh, you were
8-year-old.
7.
1974, I was 8.
I
Yeah,
said
73.
73.
Yeah, 7. 7. Wow. 7.
Just a little punk back
Yeah.
then.
Oh, hello.
We'll bring in DP and Jay Foreman for the spillover next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Partly to mostly cloudy and much colder today. A high of around 18. North winds will gust over 30 at times. Heading into tonight, partly cloudy, a low down to 0. Another bitterly cold day on the way for our Thursday. Partly cloudy skies with a high of around 17. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment. Solutions for every field.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at KoppelCars.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, but you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We welcome in DP, and here comes Jay Foreman walking in the studio for the spillover.
Jay likes the, what do you call that kind of entrance?
The grand entrance?
Yeah, the grand entrance.
Usually it should be preceded by
Oh.
All Rise.
All rise for the great Jay Foreman.
DP, you did not rise.
Just Jay Foreman.
DP, you did not
DP
rise.
doesn't have to rise. He's Hockey Night in Canada. You know what I'm saying?
Simple does not know what Hockey Night in Canada
I don't
is.
either. Wouldn't you like to understand that one?
We'll send you the Ebonics link after
Let's
that when we get off
Take
here.
him to school.
Ebonics.
How would you? So, what are the first 4 letters of Hockey Night in Canada?
Look at these two confused. You guys are dazed and confused.
Hockey.
H.
Night
HNIC.
in
I see.
Canada.
Yeah.
Help me.
And it means something else entirely.
What, DP?
Is it radio appropriate?
No.
Jay's like, no.
No.
Okay.
It is a thing that's said when a black person is in charge.
Hockey night in Canada. All right, this is dangerous that you taught me this.
It's a way of saying it without saying it.
Hockey night.
So Sip, if you ever see me down at the stadium, that's what you say.
That's
Hockey night in Canada.
This is the only.
And nobody will be offended.
Right.
Yeah, we
right.
just all laugh together about Hockey night in Canada.
Yeah, to give you permission.
You brought it up.
To give you permission in this space to use it exactly that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Because other people will use it. People will use it another way.
Right.
And that we are not.
Then you mess around and get folded up like a dress. Don't go. And for you people out there, you see me in Hy-Vee, do not go too far. You will be in the frozen vegetables.
Yeah.
Aisle real quick.
When you wake up, you'll go, they told me not to say that.
Right.
I shouldn't have said it.
That was what I'd expected from old school today.
That is old school.
That is
old school. That is old school thing. Because you're walking around being the HNIC.
It's interesting you think I don't know anything.
No,
I didn't know that
just
one
think-
either.
Yeah, you didn't know anything.
No, just
You didn't know anything either.
There are things like there are things I give a lot of things I give you credit for that I'm like, okay, but this was one I was like, no.
We knew you didn't.
was-
Simple got a little bit more soul than Jake.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. He's seen things. He's older than me.
Yeah.
He's been around the block.
He's been around the block.
He's had to adapt to
I'm
things.
new on the
Jake,
block
you,
still.
you're not very adaptive, man. You're like Cliff Kingsbury that's not trying to adapt your system.
Yeah, just be pretty and
Ooh.
stand
Yeah.
there.
And look at Fitz Jake. You know, I can see Jake.
Handsome.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can see Jake, you know, at whatever that lake is up there in Ashland in his house. And then when it's draft day, just sitting there watching like Cliff Kingsbury.
What's wrong? That sounds like a good picture to me.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. All right.
Jake
I'll
likes
take this
the
as a
draft.
compliment then.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't
a
need to
compliment.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you,
a
Jay.
compliment,
Thank
man.
you, Jay.
You're doing that beard thing like Kingsbury, that kind of.
No, I trim this thing up.
You
Don't
are.
grow that thing out.
You trying to be distinguished, right? You're trying to keep the look, just distinguish.
Jay's on.
Yeah, right.
Jay's on to me, TP.
Yeah.
He's on to me.
Kingsbury don't have a full blown beard. He
I
does
don't
that-
either.
He does the kind of the half beard.
Jake, we're all on to you.
Oh,
That's
boy.
That's what you
always
need to be
on.
worried about, Jake. Nothing that you've done, you're trying to do, we haven't done probably 10 times over.
How
maybe
can
a little
Jake
bit
get
better.
more soul?
Oh, this is a great
He needs to
question.
broaden his
Jake,
horizon.
yeah.
Come on, help me out. Help me out.
Hey,
This
come
is
on,
important.
DP.
DP,
How can Jake get more soul?
he needs to get out of Lincoln first of all.
Well, he does.
No, he went down to Miami.
Yeah, and
Well,
San Diego.
Yeah, but when he goes,
But he
when
didn't-
he goes, he doesn't really go. So
You were definitely in the
Jake's the guy,
the
like,
tourist
like,
area.
Yeah, like you go to the
high
tourist
traffic
area,
yeah.
but if you go 5 blocks out the other
So,
direction, you
Jake,
got to deal with some
He-
dudes.
pretty much what he says is when you go down, like take a trip down to Houston and go to Onyx.
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 Oh, good heavens! Don't
Onyx.
do that.
Go to Onyx.
Don't do that to him.
About midnight.
Don't
and
do
tell,
that to him.
and tell him the Prince of Houston sent you, and you'll be okay.
Oh
The Prince
no!
of Houston?
No, the
Yeah.
scene would be what's the movie with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Harlem Nights,
Okay.
and there's a scene where he meets Sunshine,
Oh yeah.
and then he just realizes one moment that he just picks up the phone and calls his wife, and say, "Oh, yo, Doris, I ain't ever coming home." That's where Jake needs to stay
Here's
out
what
of
we
those
could do.
spaces.
We could, you know what we need to do is just slowly integrate Jake and just give him a movie list. It's cold as heck outside.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not
I could
gonna. There's
watch
no
some
golf
movies.
for you. Just give you like a movie a weekend, just a short one, just to keep his interest.
Yeah.
Give me a little list here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's some ones you need to see.
Like what?
Wow, that's a deep list.
Harlem Nights is number one.
Sip wants to know for his own
Harlem
soul.
Nights is number one for him.
Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah, we gotta get you out of Coming to America is not on the not
No.
Jake. We gotta get you out of the commercial. We got you some
All right,
Harlem
no.
Nights.
Some real stuff.
We gotta do the right thing.
Yeah, do the right
right
thing.
thing.
What about Fridays?
Oh, Jake,
Fridays.
you know what? That's where you need Jake.
Fridays.
That's where you need to start.
Yeah,
because there's a little
I
comedy.
hit. See, I hit there.
Yeah, Sip, because you
You've
break them
seen
in nice and
Fridays.
easy.
Fridays.
It's
yeah.
not too
It's funny.
intense.
Yeah,
because if you talk, with Jake's the type, if there's too many type of real issues, he'll clam up. We just got to break them in real easy,
We'll
right?
get him,
Fridays
get him
is
warm
fun.
and-
Yeah.
get him
Then we
warm
got
and
to
fun.
then we got to end you with Friday after next, so you can see
Yeah.
Damon.
Friday after
Remember
next.
the dude Damon, the big dude.
I'm writing
Did
it.
that?
Look, I'm writing them down.
Fridays.
Yeah,
Start with
Fridays.
that.
It's-
Super
that's it.
funny. Super
It is.
funny.
Yeah, I'll have a full list for you later.
Yeah.
I had to do this.
I'm writing these
I had
down.
to do this. I had to do this with Tom. I had to do this with Tom Stevens, and I would give Tom assignments.
We're giving you an Ebonics
I
class.
give him
We-
assignments.
the
And it's
Ebonics
like
class.
the things that
Like
there were
what?
certain movies that he had never seen, like Bingo Long and the Traveling All Stars. You have to go see
one I
that.
gotta
It's a
see?
baseball movie. Really
Bingo.
good stuff, right? Go back and rewatch Remember the Titans because there has. Yeah, I'm a boy, Damon. Yeah, he needs to
Yeah, you need
understand
to see
all that
all
stuff.
the Fridays.
Yeah.
So
Friday,
Jake,
You've
just
seen
one.
Fridays.
Watch one Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we need to report Monday.
There's 3 Friday movies.
Oh, Jake, you
How
could
many
binge
Friday
watch them.
movies are there?
3.
You could binge watch.
Oh, there's
You
three.
could
You
binge
can
watch.
and they're funny
You could
too,
binge
Jake.
One's called
Super funny.
Fridays, Friday After Next. What's the other one called?
I don't know the other one. I don't know the other one.
What is it? What is Rico?
hang on.
Rico.
Look how high Rico had to reach for that.
Next Friday.
That's a long.
Don't
It's a
be-
long
don't be
way.
rude.
It's a long way up.
That was rude.
Why you gotta be rude?
That was him jumping center.
Right?
He had to reach up.
That was Rico jumping
gets
center
that.
to get the top of the
I'm
microphone.
taller than Rico.
Why you gotta be rude?
You hear that?
Yeah, I know.
Nicholas said
You
he's
know what? I
taller than
take
you.
that back.
I'm
Rico.
taller than Rico.
Everybody at the station is taller than me.
Yeah.
That's not
I take it
anything
back.
new.
Wow, they went after you hard.
Hi,
Good
Rico.
morning, Rico.
Hi,
Good
Rico.
morning. Hi.
Hi.
Why you gotta be like? What's going on?
You got any other movies you need to watch? To be cultured?
There's
Jake,
a
just
full
start
list.
with those 3.
Yeah, I
I'll
got all.
report back.
I got
Don't
all
do
3
too
of them. You want to
I
borrow?
mean, you're gonna have to watch School Days.
Oh, see, these I got to write all these.
Uh,
down.
You got it right out. Are you
School
I,
Days.
I write them
You
down.
guys
Yeah.
on the podcast or something. Just
Yeah, we'll
just
go
start
through
them
it.
with those
We'll go
3 or
through it.
4 right there. You'll be okay.
Right.
I'll give you a movie review. Yeah, I'll give
And
you a
then
review.
we're gonna have to. I'm going to pick a historically black college and university that you should go watch a football game at.
I would love
live.
that. The bands are awesome with those-
Live.
with those games.
And then I'll send you to a basketball game and let him just get turned out. We're gonna put Jake in the drum line. We're gonna have him marching.
Don't do that.
No, we want Jake
High
marching.
school.
No, we need. I need to get Jake marching in with like Grambling.
Oh,
Would
would they allow that?
They would not
He's
allow
pretty
me.
white.
I would be.
Oh, no, they would. They would.
Jake is really white.
wouldn't be allowed.
Maurice Washington's down there.
Yeah, you can
Is
use
he?
that
I
excuse.
wouldn't be allowed in
That
the
where he's
band.
at now?
He
Hold
ended
on.
up at
Yeah, you would.
Maurice-
They're white dudes in
Oh,
black
they're
bands.
not. Yeah, yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's
and
Which one has a white drum major?
Oh yeah, he's the most like there's the most popular drum major in the entire country is this white dude from down south, and he puts in work.
Where's he at?
But Jake is really white.
It's probably trying to culture. No, this is true. I am very white. I got to get cultured
Simple.
here.
Here's what I know, having spent most of my years in predominantly white schools and predominantly white situations. Everybody's really white until they're not.
I don't know what that
When they
means.
sip
that means I will take you on the road with me for 3 weekends, and you will not be the same vanilla version of yourself that you are.
You'll be more tan.
What about this one? We take Jake to Beale Street.
Beale Street is still moderate.
Pretty moderate. You can
yeah.
break him in that way.
Yeah, you can break him in,
Yeah.
not scare him too
But
much.
here, Jake,
Yeah.
you could go. Next time Minnesota plays or Nebraska plays Minnesota
Okay.
football,
Yeah.
take you up on Lake Street.
I'll
up in
take you-
Yeah,
Minneapolis.
you guys. I went to a sketch area of Atlanta one time, and I was.
Wow, the fact that you called it sketch means that
No, you're in
Did
trouble.
you get lost?
Would you? Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know where I was at.
That's the best part.
I'm not in an
can
area
have
I wasn't like.
familiar
I didn't
with.
know. Yeah, I didn't know it.
Hey, he wrote it. Do you know where the next target is?
Yeah.
Hey, Jake stopped at a stoplight and he's like, looked around. He said, "Lock these doors, real quick."
Hey.
Come on.
No.
Now that is
No,
a little
no,
over the
no,
top.
No,
Wow.
what it was.
I didn't say it like that.
You know where Jake was? In every city, Jake ended up on Martin Luther King Boulevard. every that's where he ended up.
Easy.
That's where he ended up.
Easy. Hockey night in America.
Yeah, what happened here? It's like
Hockey
what
night-
happened?
Hockey
No.
night in Canada.
Oh, hockey night in Canada.
Get it right. Get it right.
They say it in America.
I was gonna say anything. Just let it go.
Canada.
Oh no, there's only one person in history
Jake.
who could use what you just used. There's only one. There's only one that's been ahead of America. That's it.
Jake, it's all from love.
Well, I
Yeah, it
appreciate
is.
it, guys.
Yeah.
I need.
It
I
is.
need
Jake,
to,
let me tell you
learn.
something. Nick, that's from Pius X.
Yeah, Nick Sainer.
Yeah.
We're still not. I mean, he's
Is he above me
No.
in the cultured stuff?
No,
Okay,
you
so-
are. You're above him. So
okay,
that's-
well,
I don't know.
And you've been working on him for a long
I don't
time.
know. Nick's hip hop game.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Nick's hip hop
Oh
game
boy.
is on point.
Well, what do you mean by because he can rap it?
No, because
he knows the
because
music?
he knows the music because he's been hanging out. Like he's had to go in and create
The rejoins, sure.
rejoins.
Yeah.
And
Well, I could
Nick is
do
like,
that.
okay, I now know who this is, and we've been able to share.
And Nick
those
will
stories.
research, but Nick just
Well, I
Nick
respect
is-
the music. I like that.
Well, there's
stuff.
some
gotta
that Nick
research.
knows. He just didn't know who the artist was.
Right. Like you've got to go through the.
But I'm sure Jake's the same way. Where
Yeah.
if he hears the song,
Yeah,
or
you've
if you
been
give
to
him the
enough-
artist and the name of the song, he won't know. But if he hears it, he'll know.
No. Well, I'll be playing something in the back, and
That's a
Jake
good
will come by. and
Yeah.
he'll
All
nod.
the time. All the time, DB plays music. I say, "Hey, man, I love these guys. This is good stuff."
Well, but most of what I play here is not what we're talking about.
I know. But most of what I like the stuff.
That's why you love
to. Like, this is what this is. But what I that's pretty funny though, because it's usually like, okay, this is stuff. that
DB's
Jake
playing
would
the
know.
Hooters back there.
Yeah, like
He's
I'm musically eclectic beyond my space.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I would.
He's playing Sister Hazel back there. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Like those are my,
DP.
but those are my people, so I understand. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get you
All right.
set on the music. We will do. So you do your song of the day. How many of them have been brown people?
What?
Whoa, no, he does. He does.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
He
leading
does
him.
spin.
I
I'm leading him.
like Hootie and the Blowfish a lot. You know, I'm
That-
a big Darius
no, no,
Rucker
that
fan.
is that. So well, actually, it
Yeah,
does.
Simple waved you off quick.
Actually,
you try to throw
Darius Rucker.
a backdoor slider. See if
Darius.
Simple like
Actually, it does because they self-define as a black band with 3 white members. Like they self-identify
See?
as a
It
black
counts.
band.
It
they do?
counts.
Yeah, they identify themselves as a like we're a white band.
Are they still making music?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but as a matter of
they
fact,
do.
I'm gonna drag somebody. Jake,
I'm
actually,
going
maybe
to a concert. I'll go with
well,
you.
no, it's so their golf tournament, which is Monday.
Oh, yeah.
after, Monday
I'm
after
in.
the Masters.
I'm in.
It's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I'm in.
Before I came here, we did it like Beck and I would do it every year. It's 4 days. Folks come up from Augusta and
Oh,
play,
this
but
sounds
you're
like
4
heaven.
days there on the Barefoot Resort right there in Myrtle Beach. There's a concert. There's an auction,
Oh, yeah.
a live auction. The concert's got like so you get Hootie, you get Edwin McCain, you get Sister Hazel,
Oh, there
you
you go.
get
Edwin McCain.
Yeah.
like
I'll,
you
I'll
get
be that song.
so you get all of that, but then you get a mixing of like you get Charles Barkley, you get Tiger
Yeah,
Woods,
yeah,
you
yeah.
get
You get
actors.
Jake.
You
You're gonna drag me to that. That sounds
well,
like I'm just gonna waltz with you down
we
there.
would broadcast from that.
I love
I'm
how
not-
as
we
soon
would
as
broadcast
you said
Go.
golf, Jake was just
Yeah,
like,
like,
yeah,
oh,
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah,
I don't
let's-
care.
let's drag
I don't
it,
know where
go
it's
play
going,
golf.
but
Oh,
let's go.
you would lose. It's the Dye Resort. Check it out. The Dye
Oh,
Resort.
the Pete Dye Resort.
Barefoot, yeah, right there in Myrtle Beach. We get in Saturday. They do like a Masters watch.
Sounds like
You
heaven.
just hang out with all the ESPN broadcasts from there. Usually,
Yeah.
we're there. And in the past, I would just go buckle up in the country club, and as people came by, you would just do interviews. And it's 2 solid days of interviews, but it's 4 solid days of party. And it's
Like that part,
amazing,
too.
right?
You know how to party?
I know how to party.
Cigars.
I love cigars.
Cigars,
No.
bourbon.
I
It's like
cigars.
Shannon Stark,
No,
Sterling
I'm talking about
Sharp.
party.
Yeah. Anybody like the full range.
You should
Small
take Jake
parties.
there.
Alice Cooper's
drag me
always
there.
there.
Jake would like all
John,
that.
This isn't just a golf. This isn't like a golf.
John
I
Daly is
understand.
always there.
Oh, he loves John Daly.
I love John Daly. He's my
Oh,
boy.
You
well,
know that-
if you
I
go
know
to
you
this
know
event,
We
John
share
Daly.
the same birthday. We're brothers practically.
DP, I
You
don't
and
think
John
you're
Daly?
bringing
Yeah.
Jake back.
Really?
Well, if you go to the event, so whatever happens, I end up at a table with John Daly, and he begins telling stories. And I'm just telling you, Jake,
Jake would love that.
it will
Get my
singe.
recorder
No,
out.
it will change Jake because he will hear things about John Daly he did not want to know.
Oh yeah,
He
but
knows a
I'll-
lot.
Yeah.
He knows.
Have
a
you
lot.
read his book?
No,
Yeah, you got to read the book before
Yeah,
you go.
read
to
the
I
the
book.
did play. I did play his song one time for Song of the Day though.
And he
Well,
does.
he sings at,
I
at
know
this
he's a
event.
very, I know he's a
He
very
gets
good
up- he-
singer.
he-
He's good talent. Talented.
He gets
guitar
his own
player.
solo at the concert every year.
Yeah, we're gonna make this happen.
Hey,
I think you Simple. You'd love it.
I
could-
Oh, look at this
We just-
dude
you
here.
would
Look
love
at
This is
dude
all
here.
getting out there.
Yeah, we're gonna
going
we're
to
gonna
Myrtle
Beach. We're gonna set it on fire.
Do I gotta deal with all 3 of you?
Yeah, we're gonna
You
set
see
it.
you and you see.
I see that white hat over there.
Yeah, we're gonna
see
set it
Is
on
Captain
fire.
here?
The
Is the captain
captain's
here?
The
We're gonna
captain's
set it on
Capitan,
fire
see it?
What's the
today.
captain here so early for?
Well, because he's coming on with us.
Oh,
got-
all right. well,
and
that-
we're just gonna.
You got.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going
There's
on
an
at the
undercover
ticket.
agent in here.
There's a lot going on at the ticket.
You got to watch out for Rashawn.
Do I?
He'll get you.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for
give me-
him, man.
he'll get you.
Yeah, look at him. Just look how he just
Mans is-
just look how
Mans
he
is
just walking
reckless.
around. Just look this. Look how he
Look
just
at him.
does
He's
things.
Look at him.
stalking.
Just
He's
look at
stalking
him.
the
Oh,
girl.
yeah.
Mans is
Time.
reckless.
All right. Well, let's get Rashawn on for you guys. There he is.
Dude, it's too early, Jay.
Hey, he got gray. He
How
got
you
some
be
gray.
getting up? That's why I got gray, because I'm getting up too early.
Hey, Rashawn got gray.
Man.
Yeah, we're ready for this.
Hey,
Well, we're
fellas.
What's up,
Buckle-
Rashawn?
Welcome,
up.
Rashawn.
Look at him. Look at. There he is. Yes, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, now I
Buckle
just gotta
up.
go to a whole nother level.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Rashawn
Just
in the
saying,
building.
Jay.
Yeah,
They
that's
got
right.
the captain up in this piece, man. They
All
got
right, but
somebody
we called you,
to
but we
challenge
called you captain for another reason. Flying on
Well,
them.
not that type of captain. You better stop it.
We will have.
Hey, Jay, DP trying to say I look like what's the dude name on?
You look like Randy Jackson.
Yeah,
He does look like Randy Jackson.
That's Randy Jackson. Let me just
Why is
put my
Randy
glasses.
Jackson here? What's Randy Jackson doing here?
in the house?
Hey,
Randy for Sean Jackson, right?
Why is Randy
It's
Jackson
getting
here?
hot in here.
You know y'all first cousins. Stop
It's hot in here.
All right. Old School is next for Steve Simplot, Jake Sorensen. See you.
Southeast Community College